Hello and welcome, Charlene Smith here. I'm here to discuss the Premier League fixture which is taking place at the GTEC Stadium, Brentford versus Arsenal. Now, as we know, Arsenal are sitting top of the Premier League table on 56 points and Brentford are in 7th place of the Premier League table on 39 points. And as we know, Brentford are a really good side. They've definitely earned the right to be where they are in the table, despite the good players that they produce that move on to other clubs. As we know, we've got David Raya, we've got Christian Nogard, we've also got some of the coaching team at Arsenal. We've got Ivan Toney, who's now playing in the Saudi League, and Mbeumo, who's gone to United. Despite these good quality players that have moved on, Brentford are still doing really well. So this is not going to be an easy game for sure. Now, the breaking news is that Thomas Frank has been sacked from Tottenham. As we know, it was just only a matter of time. I mean, if you guys follow She's a Keeper, if you don't already, make sure you do subscribe on YouTube. It's myself, Helen Pippa. I mean, I feel like we've discussed Thomas Frank quite a few times, you know, with, first of all, the Arsenal Cup that he was holding, as well as, you know, some of these media, how do I word this? Media moments, let's just say that. But yeah, so obviously quite sad, you know, when a manager does get sacked, but hey ho, this is football, this is how the game goes, it's ruthless. I mean, Tottenham are currently in a relegation battle as it stands. So yeah, Thomas Frank sacked from Tottenham. And I must say, Thomas Frank is a manager who, personally, I do like Thomas Frank. I think he done really, really well at Brentford. I mean, he's got them up into the Premier League and, you know, he's been, like I said earlier, producing really good players that have moved on, and he was just the right fit for that job. I do feel like him going to Tottenham was a massive leap. Perhaps one that was just too high too quickly. Yeah, with all the problems that they have at Tottenham and everything, I just didn't feel Thomas Frank was the right manager there, or head coach or whatever. But anyway, back to this fixture. As we know, Thomas Frank isn't the Brentford manager. Back to this fixture. Our first game, well, Brentford's first game in the Premier League when they got promoted up from the Championship was actually a game to us at the GTEC Stadium, where we did actually lose 2-0. I believe it was a Friday night as well. And I just remember being absolutely gutted. Imagine, they've just got promoted to the Premier League. They play against us and they get a 2-0 win. But yeah. So as we know, Marino has had surgery. So wishing him a well and speedy recovery. The last game that we played against Sunderland, we did see Trossard get subbed off. Not sure if there may or may not be, you know, potential injury. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be fit enough to play in this game against Brentford. However, we do have options available. So not a huge concern there. But obviously, we want a nice, fully fit squad and as many players not injured as possible. You know, the least amount of players to be injured for sure. So hoping Trossard is okay and is available to start. No further updates on whether or not Bukayo Saka or Max Baumann are available as of yet. Now, my expectation for this game. Who am I expecting to see on that starting 11? I guess it goes without saying, David Raya, former Brentford player, expecting to see him in goal. The back line, over on that right-hand side, I'm a massive Timber fan. I feel like he is our main starting right-back. So expecting to see Timber on the right-hand side. Our usual centre-back pairing of Gabriel and Saliba. And over on that left-hand side, you know, we've got a few options of players who we could play there. I personally feel like we are going to start Nketiah. I feel like he's more defensively solid. So I feel like Mikel Arteta will start with Nketiah on that left-hand side. Now moving into the midfield, Zubimendi on fire. He just goes without saying. Zubimendi to start alongside Rice and it has to be Kai Havertz. Like, I'll be, number one, really surprised if Kai does not start, and number two, I'll be really upset. I feel like he's come back from this injury and he's really come back on form, on point, and I think he plays really well with Gyökeres as well. So Kai Havertz to start for me in midfield. In terms of the front three, I feel like Noni Madueke will start on that right hand side. Over on the left, now if Trossard isn't available, I feel like it will be Martinelli who will start. Obviously, we've also got Eze who can start on that left hand side. And Martinelli seems to be doing really well when he comes off the bench. And that's what you want, you know, and especially in a game against Brentford as well, you know, someone to just come on and inject some pace into the game. But I feel like if Trossard is not available, then Martinelli will start. However, if Trossard is available, potentially he could start, but I've got a gut feeling that it will be Martinelli who will be starting. And through the middle, we did see Gabby Jesus start against Sunderland. However, Gyökeres got a brace against Sunderland. I mean, I'll be very surprised if he does not start in this game. So I'm expecting to see Gyökeres start. And, you know, I just want to keep seeing him build on his confidence. Now he's in form. I just want to keep building on that. So Gyökeres will start this game for me. Let me know what you guys think about that starting 11. Let me know if there's any changes you would make, or let me know who you want to see on the starting 11, or who you think Mikel Arteta will start. So get your predicted 11s in the comments. I really do want to hear from you guys. Now, I have actually got some stats that I would like to share with you as well ahead of this game. So, Brentford's first ever Premier League victory came against Arsenal, which I did mention earlier, in their first game in the competition in August 2021. Since then, they're winless in their last 8 against the Gunners, where they've drawn 2 and they've lost 6. Arsenal lost their first Premier League away game 2-0 against Brentford, but have since won their last 3 by an aggregate score of 7-1. Brentford have won just one of their last 11 home London derbies in the Premier League, where they've drawn 6 and lost 4, and are winless in 7 since a 2-1 win over Crystal Palace in August 2024. Arsenal have lost just one of their last 23 Premier League London derbies, where they've won 17 and drawn 5, while since the start of 2022 to 23, they've lost just one of their 20 away games against fellow London sides, where they've won 14 and drawn 5. This is just Brentford's 4th Premier League game played on a Thursday. So as we know, it is an 8 p.m. kickoff on Thursday. They lost 2-0 at Spurs in December 2021, beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 in May 2025, and drew 0-0 with Spurs last month. Another stat here, Arsenal are unbeaten in their last 12 midweek. So that's Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday Premier League games, where they've won 9 and drawn 3. However, they're without a win or a goal, where they've drawn 1 and lost 2 in any of their last 3, specifically on Thursdays. So Brentford lost 2-0 against Nottingham Forest in their last home league game. So I'm sure they're going to want to try and rectify that, ending a 7-game unbeaten run at the G-Tech Stadium. Since the start of last season, they've only lost consecutive home league games twice, the first time of which was a 2-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, followed by a loss to Arsenal. So there are some stats ahead of that game. And if we just kind of look at the form of the two sides, so coming into this competition, the last 5 games in all competitions played by Brentford and Arsenal are as follows. So Brentford did get a 3-2 win over Newcastle. They also got which was away to Newcastle as well. Another away game, which they won 1-0 against Aston Villa. They did lose at home to Nottingham Forest, as that stat just said. Also lost away to Chelsea 2-0. And they won 2-0 in the FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday. So that is their last 5 fixtures. Arsenal, on the other hand, are coming into this game on the back end of a 3-0 win at the Emirates Stadium against Sunderland, a 1-0 win in the League Cup against Chelsea, a 4-0 win away to Leeds United, a 3-2 win at home to Kairat, and a defeat at home to Manchester United. So that is the form of both the teams coming into this fixture. So as you can see as well from the stats, I mean, the stats are more working in Arsenal's favour. However, like I said, Brentford are 7th in the table, so they're not going to be an easy team. Obviously, we're away to them at the GTEC Stadium. I'm sure they're going to really want to grind out a result, especially the fact that they did lose in their last home game. But nonetheless, we need to collect points, because as we saw, we was hoping to widen that margin gap, hoping that City would lose to Liverpool. However, they did manage to get a win and take all 3 points. And as you know, the focus is on us. We need to just stay focused on the things that we can control, which is winning our games. And all the games that we have are all vital and crucial. So it's important that we go out there and we get the 3 points. I do believe in the team, and I do feel like we will get the 3 points. I mean, to get a clean sheet as well will be amazing. However, as I'm speaking right now, I'm getting a score prediction that's just coming to me. And I'm going 3-2 Arsenal. I don't know why that's come to me. I really don't want to concede 2 goals, especially when I'm always saying how amazing our defenders are, as well as our goalkeeper. I feel a bit rude saying this, if I'm being honest, but it's just the score prediction that came to me, so I might just ride with it for now. For the sake of this video, I'm saying 3-2. So yeah, that is my score prediction. Let me know what your predictions are in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and most importantly, I'm looking forward to getting 3 points in the Premier League. I feel like I want to revise that scoreline. Yeah, that just ain't sitting with me now. I'm going 3-0 Arsenal. I feel like it's going to be a big win at the GTEC Stadium. I feel like we're going to get a clean sheet. You see how I just changed that quickly? Yeah, big 3-0 win at the GTEC Stadium. 3 points in the bag. Let's go. I'm Charlene Smith, and I'm signing out. Bye for now.